ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Onia Digital Media. My name is Paul Lingua, and today, Honorable Dominic Nituwu Aduna Binga, that is the MP for Nanumba North constituency, has made revelation about Ghana Armed Forces, and that revelation is so striking, so damning. What is it that he has revealed? And these and many more will be coming your way. If you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that whenever we drop new content, you'll be the first to get notified. And before I actually take you, into the story, don't forget to also leave your comments, in the section below so that we can get this conversation going on properly. This is where we share divergent views, divergent opinions on topics like this. Don't forget at all to leave your comments in the section below. Before I now delve into the story, I want you to watch this video, and after which I will now give you details or the breakdown of it.
A lot of our soldiers now need barracks because they need accommodation. It's one of the biggest problems. Armed forces most say need accommodations. We've been doing to build, but it's not the pace at which it's our farm, and you need huge resource, capital injection. You need so you have to continue to do it. Now, and they are renting in the communities. They take the behavior of the community. If somebody be or kaswa, what he sees around is what he picks. So our barracks, what he sees around is what he picks.
All our soldiers are not in barracks.
Barracks.
Outside barracks, the doors.
Yes, almost doors.
But
quite a number are not in the barracks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially in Accra. Quite a number are not in the barracks. It's a big problem. When you want to mobilize, if you person mobilize, so your phone now, person mobilizing in 10, you may face problems. And I say, we instill a particular discipline, the style of discipline, we're facing problems. And I say, you will need all your soldiers in the barracks. What them say? Affairs no bema come na bush ankasa o. We have grown to outgrow them. Since they are in the middle of the primest of prime lands in Accra. I saw your phone, they are not like before. They are in the most prime area of Accra. Cantonments, La, Airport. The prime de la prime, the creme de la creme, Airport Hill, the Chamber Homes. So you put them in a situation. Would the men provide enough accommodation for them and good accommodation? That's why we prioritize accommodation. Yes, so we call Mahamara. You see, as building more accommodation. So we call for cemetery side now. More are coming up. They started building a lot of accommodation just to cover all the space that is there, so that soldier from Benya accommodation. So yes, if
it's often said, the kind of accommodation we build, we don't have the junior officers in mind. We are still building for senior officers.
They are mostly for junior officers.
Really?
Mostly for junior officers. Meaning, the ideal accommodation for even a private soldier should be 2-bedroom house. Ideal.
Yes.
So why even quarter accommodation at least 2-bedroom house?
Yes.
Say they are only even with that, most of them may not even be married. But Adam for somebody comes, a visitor, it's overnight,
guest room,
that kind of stuff. At least 2-bedroom house and then 3-bedroom house. But for senior officers there, you can't give that kind of accommodation to them.
All right, so you've seen it all, and let me quickly take you through what happened. And this video, was made public, and it has actually caught the attention of many people, having them reacting to it differently. Yes, so the former defense minister, Honorable Dominic Nituwu Aduna Binga, was invited on Asempa FM, and for an interview. So he got there and the interview was successful. And in the interview, he made so many revelations. Among these revelations made, there is only one that is so disturbing and needs to be talked about. If we do not talk about it and it gets out of hands, you and I will all be blamed. What is it that he says that is entirely wrong? And you could see that in the video that I just showed you. According to the former defense minister, okay, he said some of the soldiers are not in the barracks. They resort to, living in private, what do you call it, apartments, meaning they go out, rent, and they reside there. Come to think of it, is that really nice? Having our security men, okay, living outside the barracks. Do you really know the implications of that? Well, what is actually disturbing about the whole thing is that all this government that we've had, all this president that we've had, okay, none actually say it in necessity to put up, okay, accommodation for the security men. Isn't that sickening? We live in a country that people joke with the security. We live in a country that leaders, okay, joke with the security of this country, and that is entirely wrong. Why am I saying that? If you go to other places, okay, where people actually understand what governance and leadership is, they don't play down or they don't look down on the security. They don't look down on the security. I believe you are following what I'm saying. Right. But we live in a continent where the security, okay, people or the security men are not properly taken care of. We've had a lot of people that came and they never thought it wise that there is a need for us to have, okay, accommodation for our security men. And that is sickening. I always tell people that, look, these politicians don't think about us. And they think that I'm joking. All they think about is themselves, their family, and friends. I want us to link this to our body. The security, okay, in our body is the immune system, right? And if your immune system is down, what happens to your body? You fall sick. And if care is not taken, you eventually do what? You die. So it's the same thing that is happening to this country called Ghana. We actually don't pay attention to the security services at all. We look down upon them. What is needed to be provided for them, we don't prioritize it. We rather do things in our favor. If I say we do things in our favor, I mean leaders do things in their favor and not the people. Let me tell you today for a fact. There is no politician, okay, on the African continent who cares about the people. They are all liars. They don't care about you. They don't see, politics as a leadership role to occupy, a call to serve. They see it as business. And for that matter, all that they do is about themselves, their family, and their friends. It's so shocking that at least our security, the military for that matter, do not have places that they have to put their head. Some don't sleep in the barracks. Isn't that shameful that a former minister could just come out to talk about things like this? He's not even, ashamed. What even pains me most is that he said that before they could get accommodation for the military men, okay, that it needs a lot of capital injection. Look, the capital injection that they are talking about, let's go, okay, into the bank accounts of all these politicians. And the monies that we will get will be able to fix these things. You are talking about capital injection. That is much capital injection. And the state can't afford that. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? How much is that man worth? How much is Nituwu worth? And other ministers or other MPs, other politicians. Look, my dear friends, these politicians are not in parliament, or they are not in position for us. It's high time we think up. They are for themselves and nobody else. We must face the reality as it is. Military men do not have a place to rest. They are not living in barracks. Oh no, come on. We live in a country that we have a lot of people that are jokers. A lot of jokers being in, what do you call it, the front there, being politicians. They don't think about how to develop this place. And that is why we are suffering in this country. I always tell people that the suffering of Ghanaians, okay, is the problem of leadership. The suffering of Ghanaians, okay, has to do with our politicians. None of them thinks about us. All they do is themselves. I must repeat that. I have to echo this. You get it? So that we will think up as people. Isn't that shameful that our military men do not live in barracks and they have to go and rent? Now, there's something that I didn't understand, okay, in that submission where he said that the rent. Who pays for the rent? Is it government? He has failed to let us understand how they fund this. All you know is the military men, okay, from the little that they have been paid is what they use to take care of these things. And it applies to other security, services, the police, the immigration, everywhere, the prison. It's high time we start prioritizing the security. It's very important. And if we fail not to look at that aspect, then we have failed woefully as a country. And that is so serious. That is serious, I must say. What is government doing now about this situation? Will Mama's government look into it? Will they provide accommodation for our military men? Or the story will still be the same? And if the story will still be the same, then we live in a country that no political figure think about you and myself. And it's high time we think up. Let's get this conversation going. Let's find a solution to this problem. It is utterly wrong to have our military men not in the barracks. That is to say, some of the military men not in the barracks, but rather in private houses. Well, the dew of the day has crept upon our thought, and nature must obey its necessity. This is where we draw the curtains on this episode. Until we meet again in our next video, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that whenever we drop new content, you'll be the first to get notified. My name is Paul Lingua.